V says, pass through the land of Seir. You are not to stop there, just pass through. Okay, let me get it where you can catch it. Say, neighbor, we passing through Winner's Lane. Say, we passing through. Say, oh, God. Okay, y'all can get this in about 15 minutes. Say, neighbor, this is a cut through. This is a shortcut. I don't want you to end up settling in a place that is nothing more than a way to. I don't want you to get the idea that just because you are stronger and you can outthink and fight better than they can, that you should just settle there because it requires less faith and less effort. Holler at your neighbor, say, it don't take no effort to stay some places. Don't take no faith to do what I've always done. I can stay there and not have faith and not use any effort. But that ain't it. I don't want you to think that this is what I want you to have just because it's reachable, it's accessible, and it's obtainable. Just because it's within reach does not mean this is what I want you to have. Oh God, that's revelation. Just because you can have it without really putting up a fight, I don't want you to think that this is all that I have for you. So neighbor, God's got something bigger. But I'm afraid, Bertha, I'm afraid that too many of us have not gone after what God really has for us, because it's easier just to settle for those things that are easily obtainable, reachable, and accessible. But when God makes clear is that he does not want us to stay in a place that we should have never stopped. He does not want us to just settle for what appears to be easily attainable and reachable. But what he wants is for us to go after those things that he has for us, not just the things that are within reach. He wants us to go after those things that require faith and not just the things that we can get to without effort. He wants you to go after those things that necessitate trust in God and not just those things that you can make happen. He wants you to wait on the opportunity. Here it is, disciples, that is God-sized and not the one that is so small it takes no effort to make it happen. God wants you to wait on the dream and never settle for what your brother has. God wants you to wait on your blessing and never settle for what you've already outgrown. My brother, my sister, if you are going to walk in God's will, you cannot continue to accept what God has for somebody else. You cannot continue to underestimate your favor. Don't mismanage your favor. You are God's chosen, which means that God has something for you that is beyond what eyes can see, beyond what ears can hear, beyond what hearts have felt. And God says it's time to go after it. I've come to tell somebody on this Lord's Day, go for it. Pinch your neighbor, say, I dare you. Go for the job. Go for the career house. Go. Say, no, y'all missed what I just said. Pinch your cute neighbor and say, I dare you to go after it. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about who's going to talk about you. Don't worry about who don't like you. Watch this. They don't like you now. If they don't like me now with nothing, I know they ain't going to like me when I have a whole bunch. When God gets... Watch, we're going to lose it in this place. Tap your neighbor, say, go for it. Say, don't be scared no more. If God showed it to you, don't forget, you just one turn away. I'm about to lose it in this house. Say, neighbor, you just one turn from walking into the promise that your enemy did not want you to have. I got to get out of here. Let me get out of here. He says, you got to do something different if you're going to possess what I have for you. So what does he say? What are the instructions? He says, despite the delay, understand your change, your breakthrough is just one turn away. He says, never stay where you shouldn't have stopped. Say, neighbor, I've stopped too many places. You missed what I just said. Say, I've stopped too many places that I should have never been. Let me drop this in your spirit. He says, if we're going to do something different, we must understand. This is crazy. This is crazy. Watch this. He said, if we're going to do something different, then we must understand that just as God provided where you should not have been, he will provide, y'all slow, when you get where you should be. If he made a way in the desert, look at your neighbor who being cute. Say, you understand something? God blessed you in places you should have never been. If he blessed you there, what he gonna do when you end up where you're really supposed to be? I feel like preaching in this place. Can I lose my mind for a second? If God will take care of you in places you know you should have never been, you better believe he will take care of you where he wants you to be. Say, neighbor, look out. Say, uh-oh, I'm about to have a major blessing released in my life because I'm finally walking in obedience. Okay, let me show it to you. I got some doubters in the house. Verse 8, Diane says, God has blessed you in everything that you have done. And for 40 years, God, your God, has been right here with you. And here's the crazy piece. And you have not lacked for anything.